We are back. I'm on location. I'm at Durango Resort. Bill's in a car in the middle of nowhere. I don't know where you are. Where are you, Bill?
I wasn't planning to be in a car, but I had this. When I fell on the Super Bowl during the Super Bowl, at Colin Coward's party. I think Colin pushed me, but I get these things once in a while. I had to get like an emergency shot here in my like not my spine. Actually, I kicked out my spine. But anyway, I just had to go in last minute. I said, you know what, I still got to do this show, so
The show
I
must go
wanted to
on.
do it for you guys. Plus, the show must go on. I was down at Bet Bash today, and I have lots of interviews I got to do. I actually wasn't at Bet Bash. I was doing my own show. I do a show on Thursday mornings on Visa Network, and I wind up going over to a buddy of mine signed up for some contest things over at Circus. So I went over there, but I just didn't think what was going to happen to me. So there was just a lot of people over there, very happy, and so we had a good time. I met a lot of nice people, and just I got caught up there. So I want to start out because John and I were talking about this in the past. I challenge anyone to find worse drivers anywhere in the country than Las Vegas. I really do. I know LA's bad. I know Miami's bad. I know New York and New Jersey's bad. I was up in Boston in traffic, but I don't know. I just think that I'm not saying we have more traffic because we don't, but the quality of the drivers, I think they're the worst in the world here. I mean, every time I go out of town and come back, I'm like, wow. Is everyone just either are they all hooked on something? Is it drinking, drugs? Is it gambling?
Yeah.
Could be that vice. It
Well,
could be females. It could be chasing girls. I don't know.
24-hour alcohol equals a lot of drunk drivers on the road, or even maybe they don't qualify as drunk, but they're buzzed enough to make bad decisions. Coupled
Yeah,
with texting, drunken
of accidents.
texting,
And this morning
and
I
then the
seen that.
other
I seen a terrible accident. You know.
And then the other thing, the reason why you always see terrible accident here, I'll even let's play this game. You were not on the freeway when you saw the terrible accident. You were on the regular streets, weren't you?
I was on a regular street. Yes, I
Do you know
was.
how I do you
Yeah.
know how I know this?
How? It was on
Because the
Durango.
speed limits because the speed limits are 45 on the streets here instead of 35 in normal cities. It's 45, which means everybody's going 55 to 60 or more. And we don't have
Right.
fender benders here in Vegas. We have just absolute carnage in the streets
It was
because people
bad.
are going
Yeah,
too fast. Yeah.
it was a bad one. Speaking of which, you ever notice that you never hear about anyone like overdosing in a club here in Vegas? And the reason why I say that because it happened the other night. It happened over the weekend. Yeah, somebody overdosed in a club, but you never hear about it. It never makes the news. Never makes
No.
media. It's different. It just seems to be different here than and we have giant nightclubs here. Matter of fact, I was saying it the other day. Steve Wynn, when he was after he built the Encore, he said, if I had a chance to do it over again, I would have nothing but nightclubs. I wouldn't even have built the Encore. It would have been nightclubs only. I guess, John, you know better than me. What's XS is over there?
Yeah, XS is over there.
Beach Club. Is it called
It
Beach?
used to be Tryst, and then Encore Beach Club.
Encore Beach Club makes so much money, and this XS they make millions and millions of dollars. They make and no risk. They can't lose anything on in gambling wise. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
It's funny you say that. The last time I physically spoke to Steve Wynn was at Encore Beach Club. He was walking through it.
Oh, wow.
I happened to be there. Yeah.
I talked to him at Wynn over where like the Parasails bar is, like we're overlooking the steakhouse and the other restaurant he had there. He had a dog with him.
They shut down the Lakeside Cafe. Did you hear that?
They're shutting down Lakeside. They're building a Mediterranean restaurant, which I love. So, do you like Mediterranean, John?
I do. Is that an invite to the opening?
No, it is. It is. If I tell you who I'm picking up now, it's Nifty, who we had on the show the other day.
I remember Nifty.
Yeah, I'm picking him up now. He's coming out with us today, and I can't get rid of him. Actually, everything. No, I'm just joking. No,
where are you going to go? You're going to
We're
lunch
going.
now.
I'm going over to Dom DeMarco's. Dom DeMarco's.
Oh,
So I'm going over to Dom DeMarco's, and I'm doing their podcast. He has a podcast that I agreed to do his podcast too. But I was going to be home for this, but I had to go for this shot. And there's Nifty in the back seat. Nifty, Sinatra
Nifty.
Sky. Nifty, we had you on.
How about the cameo appearance? I like it.
Cameo appearance there by Nifty. Yeah. So now we're headed over to Dom DeMarco's to do I'm going to do a podcast there with Albert and Scotty Shetler, not the golf guy, which is Scheffler. Is that how you pronounce it? Am I saying it right? Yeah. This is Shetler, who ran the Stardust Sportsbook, and Jim Feist, an old veteran in town who used to be big at the first 900 numbers. So I'm going to see him right now, and we're going to do their podcast, but not until 3 o'clock. I got plenty of time. Hey, speaking of which, gambling, Bill Gates was in town. So Bill Gates was in town, and I heard he was playing poker with a hat and sunglasses on, and I heard he tipped only $1 to the waitress, just to let you know.
Come on, no way.
So, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, $1.
No way.
Yeah, I heard it from multiple sources.
Come on, that cannot be true. There's no way.
No, I heard it from multiple. Now it's funny. I heard it from people that don't even know each other. So I heard it from someone in the casino, and then I heard it from a service person in the casino.
If he's worth like what, 100 billion or something crazy.
Is it that much? Jesus, I know he's worth. I think so. I know at one time he was one of the richest. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Can you imagine being worth Can you imagine being worth just 1 billion and tipping someone $1?
We talked about it. I got 2 bottles of water yesterday when I get the waitress $5. That's the right number. Is it not? $5?
Yeah. At least $3.
Yeah. And it used to be $1 back when both of our fathers were in casinos in the late 70s. I mean, it can't be $1 still here 50 years later. So,
no.
So anyway, let me tell you something else. Michael's Restaurant, I was there recently again. Do you know Michael's, the ladies get menus with no prices?
Yes, I did know that.
You knew that? How classy. No
I
prices.
Like that.
Now, ready? There's only a reason why I'm saying this. They had a big beef in there recently. This is unbelievable. It really is. I'm not a political guy. You guys know me. I'm not really political. I mean, I have my own opinions, but I don't ever voice them, and they're not even strong. I think bad about both sides. But however, they had a beef in there. A girl was screaming and yelling in there because there wasn't prices on the menu. Yes. Do you imagine this? This is over the top now. They're screaming. The girl got mad because she felt that, I guess, she deserves equal rights. Women's live. I don't know.
Come on.
But yeah, this is crazy. It's so crazy that she went to management and was asking who Michael is and is he the owner, and it's not. People are out of their minds. People are out of their minds. Next thing I got, the DraftKings thing everyone's talking about. Speaking of which, look at this. There's the DraftKings office. Can you see it?
Bill, you're right across the street from me right now.
Yeah. Hey, can you guys raise money bets, please? Sorry. Just wanted to give that was just spontaneous.
But wait, what's the DraftKings thing? I didn't hear about it.
So DraftKings, they had a big problem where they put it out there publicly. They're charging about 3.5% tax in New York, Pennsylvania, a couple different states. Yeah, you had to hear about this. Everyone heard about this.
Yeah, I did.
They had so many ways to hide this, and they chose not to. They chose to put it right out there. Their CEO put it right out there. And, when someone goes to the counter to cash $100 winning ticket, they're only going to get paid $86 and change. That's just so bad. It's terrible.
So bad.
I mean, how can they even pass along this tax? Because they're getting taxed at the 51% tax rate in New York, 40% in Pennsylvania. But meanwhile, New York is the sports betting capital of the world. Betting capital of the world. They do double the volume of Nevada. So literally, they do double the volume of Nevada. So anyway, I just thought it was
In
I
the
just thought
old
it was
days,
great.
we would have just called that the cost of doing business,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
it
you just
is.
eat it. They should just eat it. Like
Well, here's what I'm telling you. They're doing double the volume. Okay, they're getting taxed 50%, but they're doing double the volume that they're doing here, which means they're still making the same amount of money, even though they're taxed at 50%. They're still the 50% they're making is more than anywhere else in the country. So let's say they
right,
make $1 million. They make $1 million. They're still getting $500,000. Whereas other jurisdictions, they're not making a million. They're making 100,000 and they're being taxed at 10% rate. Well, they're only getting 90 grand. They're still getting $500,000 here. So yeah, it's been a mess with them, and they shouldn't have put that out there publicly because they are getting absolutely barbecued in the press, media, sports, just getting barbecued. The other thing is this guy that's been on Twitter and all different social medias from Caesar's Sportsbook that didn't get paid. He's running around the book with his $500,000. You got to see this, right, John?
yes, I saw it. I
Yeah,
saw
see,
it. I think I sent it to
everyone's
you. Yeah,
$500,000 ticket. I want my money. You're not paying me. You're throwing me out. Listen, I DM'd him and he DM'd me back. Hey, what's up, my man? So then he finally said to me, I said, well, what's going on? Tell me tell me, and maybe I can help you. Because I'm already mad at Caesars for throwing me out for winning, limiting me to pennies for winning. So he then chose not to say anything. That shows me there's
it's
much
just
more
gonna.
to the story. Yeah,
Oh,
there's
like
much
much
more.
more.
Like,
Meaning he's
and then
lying.
I heard that wasn't his ticket. A bookmaker bet it for him.
Right.
So it just kind of makes me a bookmaker bet it for him. He didn't bet it. There's more to the story. So real simple. The guy obviously is not street smart. Whoever made the bet has to go back to the casino to collect the ticket and collect the winnings. He has to know that, doesn't he? I mean, you got to have some common sense. So
Right.
now Caesars said, we're not giving anything back. We're not giving you your money, not your post-up money or your winnings, which I think is total BS. That's ridiculous. Give the guy his money back. Matter of fact, to save this bad press, give him the money. Just pay him. Pay the guy. I mean,
Or
they're getting so much bad press.
is he possibly lying and just trying to make it look like he didn't get paid just to get
No, he's
views
got
and
a ticket.
likes?
He's got a big.
Okay.
No, he's got. I mean, I'm 99% sure the ticket's real. They just threw him out of the
Okay.
casino, because they must. They're a different form of media that a book better form. That's just so stupid. So that's another thing I thought was pretty crazy. I'll just tell you. I lead off with another thing here. Do you say you guys? I mean, people out there too. So people that drive from California to Vegas, they pass by Prim. So Prim had this really
Yep.
nice golf course there, and they're turning it into supposedly like an RV park now. They closed the golf course. My thing is that they turned off the water, they turned off the sprinklers. There's like an entire ecosystem dependent on this. Gophers, rabbits, coyotes, donkeys, bobcats, hawks, ducks, geese. I'm not trying to be an environmentalist. I'm just saying, like, everything's gonna die. These things, they just the way they leave things, and
Yeah.
I just think it's terrible. And the way they treat employees too, they just like, all right, you guys are all fired today. See you. Like, just terrible. I just, it bothers me, and I just was saying to myself, I know it's a little thing, and no one will be talking about it, but there's just, like I said, that entire ecosystem there is dependent on this, and there's going to be. I just would hope someone would get in the way and say, one of the things I do, I do like animals though. I do donate to animals and different things like that. And there's a lot of scam things out there too, so be careful. But that
Yeah.
they ask you for, they like save the elephant, that don't poachers and stuff like that. I'm always rooting for a lion to take someone's head off if they're trying to hunt them. Yeah. Last thing, well, not last thing, but Prime at Bellagio. So Prime used to be a great restaurant. It was one of the top steakhouses in
Yeah,
this
for
town.
sure.
I want to tell you though, I had a buddy that was going there and came in town, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to Prime, and he made reservations a month in advance. Do you know they turned him away at the door because he had golf dress shorts on? Shorts. Just to let the people at Prime know, it's 120 out here, 115 degrees. It's so hot that it's just out of control, unbelievable.
I agree. You got to make shorts.
You can wear, you can't wear like tank tops or, I understand that, maybe t-shirt. You have to be able to wear some kind of like dress shorts,
Yeah, I mean, $100 pair of shorts should be allowed, Like, come on, give me a break.
Yeah.
It's too hot out here. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you been to Nico's at Durango yet?
Yes, I thought it was very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the spot to go to. But you were on the strip. But I've got a question for you. I'm in the sports book here at Durango. The Olympics are on. How many Olympic events have you watched this year?
0. 0. And you know what? I'm all for the USA and stuff, John. You're going to bring up a subject, and I'm going to turn it into something. I'm not for that opening ceremony bullshit that happens. I'm not in for that. Guys, come on. The guy's scrotum sticking out. Kids are watching opening ceremony at home. You got the Last Supper. Listen, I'll be the first to tell you, I grew up Catholic. I went to Catholic school. I don't want to see stuff like that. I don't want to see dressed up. I don't want to see that. You're and for people that don't like it and don't like what I'm saying, it is what it is. I know I got to be careful. Oh, please be careful what you say, Bill. No, I'm not being careful what I say. You brought it up. I'm just telling you. I'm not into that BS.
Okay, here's a second Olympic question. The USA played Serbia, I think, today. They were 16-point favorites to win. The USA was going at the start of the fourth period. The USA was down 15 points, and they came back and won by, I think, 6 points. They ended up winning the game by 6 points. What does that do for the books, and what does that do for like in-game betting? That's some crazy swings there, right?
Yeah, no. You know what, John? It's funny you bring this part up because someone pointed out betting on the Olympics on what the odds were on the basketball games. Not only that, there was other events too. It's shocking how good bookmaker is on some of these type of events. It really is. Now, what are you referring to, John? What game? I'm looking at the odds. The USA Serbia
today. USA Serbia. I believe the USA
line
was
opened
a
up
6.
17.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
It opened up 17. Money in the sports books, and Serbia got the money. They lost only by 4, so 95-91. But the more thing you can point out there is 95 and 91 is 186. The total opened up 185.5 and closed at 189. It landed right in the middle, 186. And that was my purpose. I didn't even know the score. How many games the books just got right? They just get so many games right.
Bill, at the start of the fourth period, USA was down 15. Wow.
So they made a big comeback. And but the right side of the game was Serbia, it sounds like. And you know what? Our girls, did great again. Listen, I remember around 1996 when all the girls like Kerry Strug and stuff. I was so into it back then. Our gymnasts, our Olympic team did so well. So we had the Simone Biles. Am I saying her name right?
Yeah.
She did really good. She did really good.
27 years old and crushing it.
And last year she didn't. Am I right? She wasn't in the.
He pulled out not last year, but the last time. Yeah.
The last time.
Mental health related. Yeah.
John, did you ever have a score phone? I talked about it on my other show today. Did you ever have a phone number like in New York and Jersey? We had a number 976-1313. It was a score phone. You called up and you got the
course.
Where did you have one? LA had one?
Yeah, in LA, of course. Yeah.
So you had to pay for it, right?
Yeah. It's like $2.99 or something, right? Like every time you call.
No, mine was only like 13 cents, but I called 85 times a day. My mother wanted to kill me. Maybe that's
why.
Yeah. My mother wanted to absolutely kill me. It's like every couple of minutes
crazy?
I was calling. Yeah.
Getting results to games used to be a challenge. Just getting results.
We could not get results. As a matter of fact, where I was in New York, we had 10-10 wins and CBS 880. And it was every 30 minutes. and literally it was you had to call score phone, and you hope the guy was I'm sorry, you call score phone, but you couldn't get the score. Then you would actually go onto the radio and hope that they would get the score right, and you'd cross your fingers. They would come on and say, like, because the guy wasn't a sports bettor that gave this, he just gave sports scores. The St. Louis Cardinals got robbed today. No way, you can't say St. Louis.
Yeah,
I thought you won.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh no. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of funny. I ran into someone yesterday that they had one in Philly, so now they had one in Philly, had one in New York. Obviously, they had one where you were, so they had those things everywhere. But yeah, that's about it, John. A little short. We're short today. I apologize.
Yeah, it's okay.
To the people at home, we owe you an extra podcast. We're gonna have we're gonna have some fun things on our podcast, including we're gonna have some giveaways here pretty soon. Just to let you know, we're gonna have some, and we have people that have to get a chance to make a few bucks. So, what else, John? Anything else going on? Or anything else going on in John's world? Anything you can talk about?
I may have a guest for us for next week from the Olympics. I don't know when the Olympics wrap up. I got to find it. We may have to pre-tape it before that, but I've got Mr. Maurice Green wants to come on the show. He's in Paris.
Oh, we've had him. He's
the Olympics. Olympian, right? Yeah, we've had him before. Yep. And he wants to come back on, and he might have some special guests with him. That's all I'm going to say right now.
It's always good to know that. It's always good to have someone that has that kind of experience, and so that just to talk about their experience at such an event like that. And he was he in 2 Olympic games?
Yeah, well, he won the gold in 2000 in Sydney. In 96, he was on the team, but he couldn't compete because he hurt his leg in Atlanta. Okay. So he missed out on those games.
We're going to have my man in the back seat, Nifty, there. We're going to have him on again. He just told me a story about White Castle with Sinatra. And, when I was a kid, I used to go to this White Castle in Harlan, New Jersey, Middlesex. I think it's Middlesex County. And Nifty was telling me, we were at the Garden State Arts Center. And on the way home, we stopped at White Castle. And it was that White Castle. And they went inside the White Castle. Him and Frank Sinatra and Billy Rizzo go inside the White Castle. And the girl behind the counter is like, you look familiar to me. And Frank gave the girl a $100 tip. She still doesn't know where the $100 is from. I was like, wow.
I love it.
Frank just gave away so much money. Oh, my God. And Nifty told me a story yesterday about 400 and some thousand. Nifty, I hope I can tell these stories. So, okay. No, because I'm just thinking about it. Should have even asked it. So, so Frank was in, what was that, Monte Carlo? Monte Carlo. Red Cross Gala in Monte Carlo. And he goes, well, I'm doing the Red Cross Gala. And who was the Sheik? He was a giant gambler. Arab guy. Khashoggi. Khashoggi. He was a big arms
Khashoggi
dealer. He was a big arms dealer, and he was a giant arms dealer, and he I guess he was over there at the shows or so. He always bought Sinatra stuff. He kept his yacht in Monte Carlo. He kept his yacht in Monte Carlo. He loved gambling.
Sinatra tipped more in that one little diner than Bill Gates does all year.
Oh my God, you're right. So listen, Khashoggi, they're over there, and I'm going to just give the gist of the story. Sinatra spent 400 and some thousand on jewelry for his wife, and he's in there, and he's like, well, he calls up the account, send 400,000 to this jewelry store, and he said Nifty over to look at the jewelry first, and Nifty said, yeah, looks good, boss. And they spent all this money, and the accountant's like, Frank, you're spending all this money. He said, it's my money, spend the money. And then he said, he cursed at him. Bottom line, he actually said to him, he said, get someone on the phone to do some extra shows. Yeah, get Elliot on the show. Let's do some extra shows because I have to pay for this jewelry. Like, Frank lived on the edge. He's spending 400,000 on jewelry. I just thought it was a really cool story that he never told us.
I love it.
Anyway, all right. So listen, we'll be back next week. Sorry, guys, for the shortened show. We'll be back next week. We got some good stuff in the works here in the next couple of weeks. All right.
All right. Sounds good. We'll see you next week.